So my name is Jeewon,
I'm David.
and so our research group were about Internet of Things, and our kind of main focus was to find out how Internet of Things can benefit like a customer usually, because the IoTs are usually used by governments and business usually. Our focus was to find out how it can benefit the normal users in the household, and also discover some technologies being used by the IoT, and also discover some future technologies that can benefit this field. So in terms of like the history, one of the early concepts of IoT was kind of being defined during like 1999. The early concepts of IoT mostly use like a radio frequency waves, which is still used today. And these IoT devices are mostly at first used by the government and the business. Like for example, like an iPass is kind of technically IoT. So it's being used mainly in the government and business side early days, but now it's being kind of more getting popular among the customers with all the new releases from technology companies. So that's where it is now.
So as far as some of the objectives for our research, we wanted to focus on past, present, future, and as far as past, some of the things that are in a household that are not technology based, how can that be improved by incorporating them in IoT? Present things that are currently part of the IoT environment, and analyze whether they're effective or ineffective, and then looking towards the future and examining new technologies that can be incorporated with things that have yet to go into the Internet of Things space. Yeah, so then right here we pretty much have a diagram of like a house and multiple examples of IoT devices. So for example, you have a thermostat that now can connect to a smartphone, or light bulbs that can now wirelessly turn on and off, or it can be programmed. Other examples like scales for your bathroom. There are a bunch of examples of things that normally weren't connected that have, with technology, and now are connected.
The interesting thing about this is that the Internet of Things can replace the existing household products, and not only they can replace their role of it, but they can also enhance and bring more functionality to them. For example, the smart oven, this was very interesting for me because it actually has a camera built in, it sees the food, and it actually recommends like how to cook it and all this stuff. So those kind of like small, it might be the small thing, but actually it might enhance like for the users to do more stuff with the existing products.
So as far as current technologies that are being used, you have NFC, which is short range communication, so wallets and tags. Pretty much a lot of it's used for pairing of devices. And then you have Bluetooth, which has a variety of ranges and is useful for stuff in the house, and preferably not between walls and rooms. You also have Wi-Fi, which allows for greater range and more bandwidth, and that connects more heavy devices like tablets or laptops. And then Z-Wave is kind of like newer technology, which is low power radio frequencies, and other things like the light bulbs use it, so that way it's pretty much devices that don't necessarily need to be constantly connected and constantly being updated.
Yeah, so all this technology existing right now, it might be good enough for like consumer products, but sometimes it may, if there's some limitations for like, for example, for like a bigger scale, bigger scale products.
So that's mine.
Yeah, so a lot of future technology coming up for the Internet of Things. They're mainly focused on trying to extend the range and also try to save a battery life, because that's the current limitations of these current technologies. So we have those two examples here. One of them is narrowband IoT. This is based on the low power wide area network. It's been standardized by the 3GPP. So they can deliver low power, low bandwidth, good battery life, and also reduce like hardware costs. So it could be distributed very cheaply. And also the other one is the extended coverage GSM IoT. based on the EGPRS, which is also known as the Edge. This is built on top of an existing GSM network, so the carriers can upgrade their existing network cheaply and adopt this new technology very easily without having to implement new antennas and new systems into it.
So pretty much from our research we concluded that there are a lot of static devices in the household that can be updated and be incorporated wirelessly and into the Internet of Things. And we also found out that there are already a lot of devices that have made this transfer. And we now know that with future technologies and even the technologies we have now, there really is almost no limit as to what can be added. You can have anything in the household, from chairs to tables to faucets. It all depends on who is willing to innovate in the field.
So what do you think the biggest challenge is for IoT moving forward?
Well, currently, right now, I feel it's like I said, short range and battery life problem, which is trying to be solved with the future technology. But in the future, I think the problem might be maybe sometimes like privacy issues. I saw a couple of articles about talking about the privacy, like just because if you think about it, it's basically tracking everything that you do here. So maybe like the privacy issue. I saw a couple like security system that they could implement the Internet of Things that's coming up in the future.
Yeah, I guess another thing to comment on that is just recently Amazon released a device that kind of just scans you or takes a picture of you, and then you can it scans your outfit and tells you whether it's a good idea. Like you scan 2 outfits and it'll tell you which one is better, or it's kind of based, it's like a fashion device, and it has like a 75% dislike ratio. So a lot of the community was mad because they felt that it's just another way for like the NSA to track you or to get into your household, because it's a device that has a camera and a microphone and you can constantly see and listen. So that's one of the barriers.
Okay, good, thanks.
I think another barrier is actually finding problems to solve with IoT. Oh, they weren't. I mean, most of this stuff seems pretty frivolous right now, but I guess we'd have to wait like another couple of years to see the truly good applications of IoT.
Definitely.
Or maybe it's just worthless. We don't know.
I'm sure there's